Is Ultimate Captain America the Ultimate Captain America action figure? Stick around as we salute the Sentinel of Liberty. Welcome to 5 Points of Articulation, where I review action figures and then articulate 5 points to help you decide if you want to add that figure to your collection. The 5 points I discuss are packaging, presentation, posability, playability, and price. I'm Jason, and if you enjoy my content, please like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube rigmarole. Today, we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends Puff Adder Wave Ultimate Captain America. Starting off with the packaging, and it's a windowless box. Avengers logo down here. Render of Cap with some comic art behind him. Doesn't stand for France up top. Some more of that comic art on the side. On this side, we get a picture of Puff Adder, or as my dad said when I showed him the box, that's Puff Adder. And then on the back, we get another render with a picture of the accessories, and admittedly, some cool comic panel artwork behind him. Not only is the figure hidden inside the box, but most of the picture of the figure is hidden by the shield. I get the need to show off the shield, but at a time where it feels like they're already hiding the figures from the discerning eye of collectors who care about paint apps, since we're only seeing half the figure for packaging, I'm giving Captain America half a point. Moving on to presentation, and Captain America stands at a stately 6.5 inches. Because of how similar the designs are, I was originally going to do this as a versus with the Mandroid Wave cap, but yeah, there's no comparison. Don't get me wrong, the Mandroid Wave figure is good. In fact, it holds up surprisingly well. Maybe with the exception of the new updated face printing. Similar to Mandroid, he is a 100% new sculpt, but unlike Mandroid, has pinless joints. He also has a small amount of chipping at the star, which, had I seen him in package, I could have shopped around. Though he comes with an alternate, the standard head on this Captain America is a lot angrier, and that kind of fits his personality. It's a matter of personal taste, but I never cared much for how Ultimate Captain America was written. They tried to make him a deconstruction of a 1930s patriot, but to me, he just felt like a parody. Hence this infamous panel where he says, "You think this letter on my head stands for France?" But one thing I will stick up for him about, he was totally right to think that Ultimate Wanda and Pietro's flowers in the attic relationship was downright ewy. All that to say, I'm just here for the toy, and I really like this design. I do miss the wings on the sides of the temple. Having them painted on the sides of his helmet like in the movie works fine for me. I do, however, like the dark blue, the scale mail, and the touch of gray. Unlike the movies, which always make them brown, I like that the gloves and boots are red. Some extra paint detail would always be appreciated, but I think it looks fine. I also really like this belt. There are all sorts of useful pouches, and on the back he has a canteen and what I imagine might be a first aid kit. While we're back here, there's more texture and paint to detail, a little bit of slop on the side of the star, and a peg hole for his shield. The stripes are very clean, and I do like the textures. My only complaint is that the ankles are really loose and he keeps falling over. Regardless of how you feel about Ultimate Marvel or Ultimate Cap, it's a fantastic figure, and for presentation, I'm giving this Captain America 1 whole point. Moving on to posability, and I'm particularly impressed. From the top in Captain America's head's at a ball joint at a disc hinge. You can look up this far, which is great. All the way down, no tilt, but all the way around. Moving on down, he has swivel hinge shoulders that raise up just over 90 degrees. No butterfly joint or anything like that, but he does have bicep swivel, pinless, double jointed elbows, and swivel hinge wrists. They can hinge up this far and down this far. Moving to the middle, he has a diaphragm joint and a waist cut. He can arch back this far, which is decent, but he can only hunch forward this far, which is pretty disappointing. Compare that to the Mandroid Wave version, and there's no contest. The benefit, though, is that the diaphragm joint gives him the ability to tilt and twist, but again, he can also twist at the waist. Below the waist in Captain America has ball-jointed hips. They can kick this high and split this wide. Additionally, Steve has thigh cut, pinless, double-jointed knees, boot cut, and Marvel Legends ankles that can hinge and pivot. Again, though, mine are a bit loose. The kick of the diaphragm could be a bit better, but I'm overall very impressed with the range on this figure. The fact that they went the extra mile to give him a waist cut is a really nice surprise. Even with the ankles on mine being a bit loose, a pose like this isn't a problem with the figure stand. I also love the fact that we're finally getting a cap that's pinless. For posability, I'm giving Ultimate Cap 1 whole point. Before we continue, do your patriotic duty and hit that like button. I put a lot of love into my videos, and your likes really do help more people to see them. Moving on to playability, and Captain America comes with the head of Puff Adder, some nice shading in his face, and I really love this green they use for the mask. In addition to the accessory holding and open hands he comes pre-packed with. Hey, why are you making it look like I'm surrendering? Do I need to remind you what this A doesn't stand for? Oh, sorry. How's that? Much better. In addition to the the accessory holding an open hand he comes pre-packed with, Cap comes with a pair of fists, an alternate, more subdued head, and his mighty shield. This is a new shield that's comparable in size to the 20th anniversary version, so if you wanted to, you could use that one. Personally, I still feel like the colors are a bit too dark. If you saw my verses, you'd know I think the original Toy Biz shield is actually the best match. It does, however, look really good with the 80 years version, and honestly, even Capwolf. On the subject of swapping parts, you can use the 80 years Cap throwing hand, and the 20th anniversary Cap's unmasked head. But there is more to a great figure than just great accessories, and it's also about how well your figure plays with others. For a cavalcade of Captains America, here we have Secret Wars by Mattel, the Spider-Man animated series Electro Spark Wave, note he's missing a wing, Marvel vs. Capcom also by Toy Biz, and Marvel Legends Series 1 also by Toy Biz. Shifting over to Marvel Select, and here we have the Disney Store exclusive version. This of course is a 7-inch scale, and here we have a bootleg of Colonel America from Marvel Zombies. Moving over to the Marvel Legends by Hasbro, and here we have the 2013 Mandroid Wave version. Again, a lot of similarities between the two. Here we have the Red Onslaught Wave Capwolf. For many years, this was our classic comic book Captain America. The 80 years version came along, and at last it seemed that we had our definitive Captain America, but for many, that distinction goes to the 20th anniversary version. Migrating over to the MCU, and here we have Endgame Cap from the Steve and Sam 2-pack. You can definitely see the ultimate influence on the movie design. And then here we have Samus Cap. Here's Zombie Cap from What If, and here we have Captain Carter.
Hey, Toots, what are you supposed to be, some kind of British USO girl? Maybe we can ally our forces.
For some of Steve's allies in the Avengers, and here we have 80 years Iron Man, the Alex Ross Iron Man, and the movie version Mark III, which has been my stand-in for Extremis. Here's Thor Classic, Thor Cosmic, and here we have the Hulk. Hasbro's yet to give us an ultimate version, but we do have a regular gray one coming. This one is the 20th anniversary version. Here's the Atuma Wave Black Panther, Molten Man Wave Julie Carpenter Spider-Woman, and the Maximoff twins.
The two of you better keep your hands off each other.
For a Captain America specific ally, and here we have Falcon on his left. For a replacement turned villain turned West Coast Avenger, and here we have US Agent. And then for some villains, here we have the classic Red Skull, What If Red Skull, and by what if I mean what if he was too short and didn't come with enough accessories, the Walgreens exclusive Baron Zemo, and somebody or other who lost a fist fight to Ant-Man. For my only other Ultimate Marvel character, here we have Miles Morales. But if you want to see how he scales with the distinguished competition, here we have the DC Icon Superman, DC Universe Classic Superman, DC Collectibles New 52 Superman, which we can already see is pushing it, DC Essentials, and DC Multiverse. And as long as we're here, since they both have star-spangled outfits, here we have the DC Universe Classics Wonder Woman.
Now that's a costume I can get behind, but I'd like it a lot better in the kitchen making me a sandwich.
And for something special I just got in the mail that I can't wait to do a video on, here we have a bootleg Marvel Select Captain America Juggernaut. For a rotoscale comparison, here's Captain America with Pizza Spidey and the Spectacular Spider-Man, and as always, here he is with Stealth Iron Man.
I didn't realize Stark Tech broke so easy. Must be foreign.
Okay, Grandpa, let's get you to bed. Even though there aren't a lot of other Ultimate-style Marvel Legends figures right now, that could always change. And honestly, he's just a good all-round modern Captain America. At a time where Marvel Legends are getting fewer and fewer accessories, the alternate head and hands are really appreciated. And hey, with as angry and bloodthirsty as Ultimate Cap is, you could probably pretend that this is Puff Adder's severed head. For playability, I'm giving Ultimate Cap 1 whole point. This leaves us with nothing left to discuss but the price. As with every other regular Marvel Legend, Cap retails for $24.99, and honestly, this time it kind of feels worth it. Between all the new sculpting and painted detail and accessories, he's kind of got it all.
This is probably a bad time to mention that back in my day, I would have only cost $1. Thanks, Truman.
For price, I'm giving Ultimate Captain America 1 whole point for a grand total of 4.5 out of 5.
Thank you.
No problem.
The correct response to thank you is you're welcome. It's not no problem or of course. You're welcome.
Oh, well, thank you for the lesson in manners.
No problem. Go!
If you like this video, check out one of these. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again real soon, but until then, play nice and have fun.